Hi, it's Neil McGovern here. Today I just want to do a very short video on simple improvisation ideas. Now you might be someone who likes to improvise using a scale, so you might like to go up and down, say, a G major scale. It can get a little bit boring after a while if you're just simply meandering up and down a scale. You can introduce some leaps. You can sort of change directions a bit, but perhaps another thing you might like to try is triad pairing. So for instance, this would be where you take, let's say, a C major triad, and you take a D major triad, and then you would mix those two triads up. You would take the root position of both, and then play the first inversion of both, and then play the second inversion of both. And you can do that around various parts of the horn. So that might sound something like this. That kind of thing. And I was preempting there what I was also going to suggest, which is doing a change in direction as you change triads. So you go up one and then down the other. And you can continue doing this around all different kinds of triads. So here I've paired two major triads a tone apart. You could do minor triads, you could do diminished triads, augmented, and you could also do different intervals between them. So you could do a semitone between them, you could do a minor third between them. Some of them obviously could be problematic because they might overlap a little bit, but they can sound quite nice. And often it's a nice way to spell a chord. I think one of the reasons why is because triad is a very familiar piece of musical information, let's say, and we're used to hearing the triad. It's a very sort of normal thing to hear. So even though we're kind of leaping around, perhaps, and it can create these sort of interesting sort of arpeggiated shapes, there's a kind of internal logic to what you're doing. So it's not the same as just randomly doing larger leap intervals in your improvising, if that makes sense. So anyway, once more, have something like this. It just gives you a slightly different colour, and there's a lot of mileage in it. I did go through a lot of the major and minor triads at one point and try and work out which ones I thought would sound best, but you know, they will work better in different contexts depending on what the underlying chord is that you're playing over. So I mean, the good thing is that you learn a pair like that, two major triads a tone apart, and that might be useful for, say, a sus chord, but it might also be useful on, say, a major 7 chord or other things as well. So hopefully that's of use to you.